go on is for those who believe. When I was really little, I went to go visit my family in Colombia, and there we had a group of cousins, and we would run around all over the farm looking for stuff to play and looking for adults to meet our needs and looking to create and looking to eat. And during that time, they would ask me a lot of questions about how it was to be living in the States, and they thought it was super cool. And because I was first generation, I was still learning English at that time, and there were some sayings that I was coming to learn. And one of the sayings, which I now understand that it's more of a lack mentality, but because I was learning the language, it sounded cool, and because I was 6 years old and it made sense. But there's this saying that says, like, I believe it's money doesn't grow on trees, but I understood it as like money growing on trees. I didn't hear the don't. And because money was paper, it made sense to me. So one of the things that they asked was, hey, we heard that money grows on trees there. And I was like, yeah, it totally does. It absolutely does. And they were talking about how their lives would be different if they had that type of money available to them. And I was trying to explain to them that what they had was so much more wealthier than what was available to me, resource-wise. But that's a different story. But when I asked them, because I knew there wasn't really a limit to money, it was just a belief, and it was more about the things that you needed. So I asked them why they wanted money, because they had so much more from my eyes. They had more connection, they had more resources. They lived on the farm that didn't really have floors, but they had people and connections and food and sun. And I was isolated in white walls and clean floors. So their life seemed so much better feeling than mine was comparatively, but I understand their struggles. So I asked them why they wanted money. And they told me that they wanted to go to school, and to go to school, it costs money because they need to pay for uniforms and books and supplies. And I asked them about how much it would cost for them to go to school. And they're like, oh, it costs about $100 to get you through all of elementary school. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we only need 100 for each of you. And to me, it didn't seem like that big of an issue. My mother had just spent over $100 on my sister's backpack. Then she was going to get a new one the following year. So it didn't seem like that much of a problem to me. And I was like, okay, well, now we have a goal. We believe that we can, and this desire. So it should just be fulfilled. And groups of children have an exceptionally high energy that they can pull from the field and manifest things. Literally, this wasn't even overnight. This was in that moment. Well, we let it go and we went off playing, and we found these rocks that were clearly changed because of the extreme heat and the extreme cold that happens in the Medellin mountains. I don't actually know what they're called. I just know where my land was, and we were in mountains. So the rocks were weak from the extreme temperatures, so you could grab like the solid rock and break it with your own hands. So we're having fun breaking these rocks, pretending we're super powerful. And I pick up one of these rocks, and I find $2,000 in American dollars under these rocks. And longer story short, very dramatic, I was able to get all of my cousins through elementary school because of that money that we found. That I told them we just needed to focus on it and be intentional. Not really focus on it, but be intentional about why we want money, and believing that we can get all that we need as long as we're in alignment and believe that we can that we need it and that it helps us fulfill our purpose being here. So there's a lot more layers to that story when it comes to beliefs about money, but it was much more personal to me. And this story just kind of highlights how when you believe something, especially when you don't have meaning behind it, like a 6-year-old would, things fall into place so fast. It's almost like a dream. All right, I'll see you next week. Thanks. And remember to keep going.